Alright, dear viewers, time for some real talk. No, don't be scared. There's nothing wrong. At least not done on purpose. Video game over-analysis. At least that's what I like to call this genre of videos. It's been in a recent boom. At first, videos such as these were far and few between, until the likes of Game Theory and Vsauce 3 came about. Since then, a few more channels have picked up this genre, including the channel you're watching this on right now. Gnoggin, while analyzing games in scientific ways, can be quite entertaining. When you start getting into the realm of theorization, things get a little tricky. And there are some consequences that come about as a result. Not purposeful consequences, however. I am in no way pointing any fingers. These are entirely indirect consequences.
Hey there. How you doing?
Good?
Good. Glad to hear that. So, I heard you say the name of a show I have on my channel called, well, Indirect Consequences?
Oh, well, alrighty then. If indirect consequences is your expertise, then you should be able to help me out here.
Yeah, so this is the indirect consequences of game theorization. So, Locke, I want to start by asking you a question. Do you enjoy theorizing about games?
Of course. Using the gaming part of my noggin is how this channel got its name even.
Making theories and inferences is really something that drives people like us, and it can be seen in our content. Theorizing is super fun, and there is something very valuable and special about overthinking things. If people throughout history did not overthink and theorize, society would be nowhere near where it is today. The world of science would be in shambles without theorizing. In games, however, theories may not be the forwarding cause of game design, right? Maybe they are. I'm going to talk about that a different time. Anyway, the people like me or Loxton are not only creating content that reflects our ability to look stuff up on the internet, but also we are showing an absolute love for the content that we theorize about. And I can honestly say that I do feel passionate about every bit of media, both games and not games, that I've talked about in my own videos. And what about you? Do you feel the same?
Well, definitely. And through theorizing, we can discover so much more about a game than by simply playing it. You can come to new conclusions regarding story elements and game mechanics that aren't fully explained in game. But the issue is that these theories are far from facts. And many viewers, namely, mostly the younger viewers, will watch an episode of Noggin or Game Theory and immediately spread what it said in the video as fact. They flock to social media such as Reddit, Steam, or Miiverse, and preach these theories as fact. They'll say,
"Hey guys, so I found a video on the internet about the true gender of the Team Fortress 2 Pyro, so the debate's over. He's definitely a gay man. Oh, and Peach is definitely dead."
And as soon as anybody tries to put forth evidence against this theory, this viewer ignores it, stating,
Are you guys trying to argue with Game Fact?
Get it? The show's called Game Theory? Game Fact?
That's like if you argue with gravity. You just can't. Listen, I saw this video myself, and he proves it.
Exactly. While your example is exaggerated, it is fairly common to see some people defending various game theories on forums or other forms of social media, and it has caused some problems. For example, the beloved Team Fortress 2 subreddit was forced to have a very serious public service announcement about Game Theory's video on Pyro's gender, because a lot of fans of TF2 would go on Reddit and try to close these arguments on Pyro's gender, and anyone that disagreed with this video was wrong. Undeniably, there are no possible other outcomes. The most well-known post regarding the rampant theorization problem on RTF2 is also one of the most popular ranking with over 200 upvotes. It addresses the theorization issue head-on by saying, because the whole show is called Game Theory, see that second word? Theory. Technically it would be a hypothesis, but whatever. Theory, as in an unproved hypothesis. But when people take all of the words that he says and shoves those same words down others' throats and calls it canon, it gets on my nerves.
The Pyro video is not the only one to feature theorization, however. On the video about Sonic being slow, a post featuring the video was entitled "Scientific Analysis Discovers that Sonic the Hedgehog is actually quite slow." This post is not only an example of theorization, but it also shows that theorization is not something that is necessarily avoided by anybody.
And I'm not even pointing fingers at game theory. Plenty of my own videos have also struck this controversy. I've seen plenty of heated arguments over Sheik's gender that often tend to point at my video on the matter, claiming it as proof. Same goes for whether or not Blue is in Team Rocket. And arguments like these get even more heated when a video of mine or someone else's finds a theory that doesn't work alongside other popular theories. For example, the Smash Brothers theory of mine and the Smash Brothers theory of game theory, or our differing theories on Samus's Morph Ball. They both can't be true canon.
Well, really, neither of them are, since again, theories. And we know that neither you or MatPat is causing this angered stir on purpose. MatPat even ends all of his videos with the famous line,
"But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory."
Very often, theories will have holes or oversights, making them almost certainly untrue. But it's still a ton of fun to think about. Some obsessive fans, however, will scoff and disbelieve anybody who points out these holes. This isn't healthy for a community of gamers, and especially not healthy for a community of theorists. It may not even be healthy for the world. One of the main goals of Indirect Consequences, Gnoggin, and I'm sure most of the channels of this nature, is to educate and give food for thought on beloved franchises. Imagine what the world of science and technology would be like if people blindly accepted everything they heard. For example, they would think that the Earth is not only flat, but the center of the universe.
Humans will never fly. We'd have no planes.
And people would have never bothered developing spaceflight or communication satellites.
And vaccines cause autism. We would all die from all these diseases because, you know, getting autism is far worse than death.
In 1899, a patent office scientist said, "Everything that can be invented has been invented." Which would mean that there hasn't been anything invented since the 1890s, which is ridiculous.
While blind acceptance can cause issues regarding real-life problems, it also hurts the reputation of the internet. While Wikipedia, according to surveys and studies, has a 95% accuracy rating, nearly every school bans Wikipedia as a source for papers, because there is the 5% chance that the information could be incorrect. So currently, there are about 4,741,482 English articles on Wikipedia. If we take 5% of that number, we get 237,074. That's the number of Wikipedia articles with incorrect information on them. And despite the fact that the internet is a valuable resource, people still take opposing theories and start massive flame wars against other theories, making the communities, or at least some of the sub-communities of certain games, toxic. This toxicity is completely pointless, as these are arguments of different theories. No side of these arguments is absolutely correct. It's all just for fun.
I guess what's important to remember of this video is this. You would never take a fan fiction seriously, 50 Shades of Grey, so why take a fan theory seriously? Loxton, MatPat, the other theorizers, and I, we all love to make these theories, and we love when the community adds or subtracts from the theories.
What makes theorizing great is the community, coming together and using their heads. While there are centerpieces of it all, the bulk of it is you. So if you see something wrong with a theory, feel free to point it out. If you see someone pointing out something wrong with a theory, don't hate on him. And just because there's a small hole in a theory you noticed, don't blindly reject the whole thing. And if at first you don't see anything wrong with a theory at all, still, don't blindly accept it as fact, because in the end, it is just a theory. I like to point to this quote from our friend MatPat himself to finish it off.
Don't always believe everything you hear. Do the research yourself, and you might be surprised by what you find.
So stay awesome, everyone, and if you like thinking about indirect consequences, come and stop by my channel by clicking here. Links are also in the description. It's good stuff, I promise.
And really, this video isn't pointing fingers at anyone. We're just encouraging healthy community conversation about the medium we love. Simply pointing out some of the indirect consequences we've noticed.
And seriously, go check out this series, Indirect Consequences. It's pretty smart.
Tell me what you think about all this, guys.